2, I think. So let me share that. And,
Translation. Ashwatthama, the murderer of the princess, seeing from a great distance Arjuna coming at him with great speed, fled in his chariot panic-stricken just to save his life, as Brahma fled in fear from Shiva.
Tamapapantam sabilaksa dura kumaraho udbigna manarasena paradravat prana paritutsu urva javad gamang rudra bhayad yatharka. So here is one reference that Lord Brahma was pursued by Lord Shiva. When Brahma was running after his beautiful daughter, so similarly here Ashwatthama, he knew that Arjuna is coming to kill him, so he was running very swiftly. From apatantam sabilaksa dura. From distant place, when he saw that Arjuna was coming, so dehatma buddhi, this is the distinction between person in bodily concept of life and person who is liberated from the bodily concept of life. So, when Durvasa Muni cursed or wanted to kill what is the king? Ambarish Maharaj. So Ambarish Maharaj was a devotee. Unnecessarily he was harassed by Durvasa Muni, but because Ambarish Maharaj was a pure devotee, advanced, he was not afraid of being killed. He was not afraid. There are many instances. Prahlad Maharaj, he was attempted to be killed by his father so many times, but he was never afraid. Although he was 5 years old boy, but he was not afraid. That is the distinction between an advanced devotee and ordinary man. Dhirastatta namuyati. Death means changing of the body. So there is nothing to be very much afraid of. But one is afraid of death because at the time of death, the tribulation, the miserable condition of the body is very, very severe. So much severe that one cannot remain. He has to give up this body. Just like sometimes out of disappointment, too much suffering, one commits suicide, death. So death means very, very painful. As much as birth is also very, very painful. Therefore, Krishna presents Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukha Doshana Darsana. One who is intelligent enough, he should always keep before him the sufferings of birth, death, old age and disease in front.
ये क्या है कि स्वतः बोल रहे पत्नी क्या व्हाट्सएप को
Birth, death, old age, they are very suffering condition. But if one is advanced devotee, he is not afraid of. Narayana Parasadve, na kutaschana bibhati. Narayana Para is never afraid of. Death is coming, that's all right. What is wrong there? Provided he knows that after giving up this body, I am going to Krishna. Dhiras tattana muhyati. He is dhira. One who is dhira, he is not afraid of. So we have to become dhira. Then we shall not be afraid of death. Unless we are dhira, there are two classes of men, dhira and adhira. Dhira means one is not disturbed even though there is cause of disturbances. One may not be disturbed when there is no cause of disturbances. Just like we are not now at the present moment, we are not afraid of death. But as soon as we find there is earthquake and we are afraid of this building may fall down, the cause of disturbances, then we become very much disturbed, sometimes screaming. So one who is not disturbed, even there is cause of disturbance, he is called dhira. Dhira sattvanamaya. This is the statement of Bhagavad Gita. We have to become dhira from adhira. But this Krishna consciousness movement is so nice that adhira can be dhira. This is the profit of this movement. Krishna kirtana gana nattana paro premamritam nidhi dhira dhira. Krishna kirtana gana nattana paro premamritam nidhi dhira dhira janapriya. This Krishna consciousness movement is pleasing to both the classes of men, namely the dhira and the adhira. It is so nice. Dhira dhira janapriyo priyakaro ninmasaro pujita. This was introduced by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and followed by the six Goswami, Bande Rupa Sanatana Raghujugo, Sri Jiva Gopala. So, this is the moment how to make a adhira dhira. Everyone is adhira who does not, who is not afraid of death, who is not afraid of? Of course, they are too much agnostic, they forget. But there is suffering, we can see how one suffering at the time of death. There are some men dying. Nowadays it has become a very common coma. One is lying in the bed for weeks, 2 weeks, crying. The life is not going. Those who are very, very sinful. There is great pain at the time of death. There is great pain at the time of birth. And there is pain when you are diseased. And there are so many pains when you are old. The body is not strong. We suffer in so many ways, especially rheumatism and indigestion, then blood pressure, headache, so many things. Therefore, one should be trained up how to become zero. These things, disturbances, make us a zero, and we should be trained up to zero. That is spiritual education. One has to know it. Matra sparshastra kauntiya sitasna sukhadukkada. These sufferings, matra sparsha, tanmatra, on account of the senses, sense perception, we suffer. And these senses are made of material nature. So one has to become above the material nature, then he can become zero. Otherwise, one has to remain a zero. Dhira dhira jana priyo priyakaro. So, Aswathama became very much disturbed. Tam āto tamapatam tam sa vilaksha dura. Kumara from Hanan, killing. So he is described here not as Aswathama, Kumara one who killed the 5 boys of Draupadi, Kumaras. Boys are called Kumara. Prahlad Maharaj said, Kumara. Kumaro acharit pragya dharman bhagavatani. From the childhood, because here Kumara they were innocent boys, they were killed. So we do not know whether I am a Kumar or I am an old man. There is no certainty of death. Any moment death can take place. Not that I am now Kumara, I can play. When I shall become old man, I shall chant Hare Krishna. This is not a very good policy. Prahlad Maharaj says no, immediately. Kumaro acharit pragya dharman bhagavan. Therefore, the children, those who are actually Dhira, Vaishnava, they should give education to the children. What education? Not this so-called technical education or smoking education, drinking education, and so many rascal education. This is not education. Education means Bhagavad education. To understand God. That is what. Athartha Brahma Jigyasa. Education should be given in such a way that the student should be very, very inquisitive. Inquisitive. What about? Inquisitive about Brahma, not about this body. The body is matter. And the spirit soul is Brahma. Athāta Brahma Jigyāsa. This is human life. One should be inquisitive to know about spiritual life, what is spirit soul. That is the first education. But where is that education? There is no such education. Prahlāda Maharaj teaches that immediately, from the beginning of life, as soon as one is 4 or 5 years old, he should be educated about Brahma. That is called Brahma Jigyāsa, beginning. That is wanted. And for him, there is need of Guru, one who is inquisitive or serious about inquiring about Brahma. He requires Guru. Guru is not a fashion. Guru is necessity. Tad vijnanatham guru meva vigacche. Tad vijnana. Tad vijnana means spiritual education. For material education, there is no need of Guru. You keep Guru, of course, required, but Guru means to inquire about spiritual subject matter. Tasmad Gurum Prapaddeta Jigyāsu Shreya Uttamam. Uttamam. Uttamam means Udgata Tamam Jasmat. Tamam means darkness. This world is darkness. Everyone will know that this material world is dark. And because it is dark, there is need of the sunshine, there is need of the moonshine, there is need of electricity, there is need of fire, because it is constitutionally dark. And the Vedic injunction is tamasima, don't remain in darkness. Jyoti gama, go to the light. And our Chaitanya Charitamrita, Kaviraj Goswami, he gives what is that light. Krishna Sujja Sama Hoy Maya Andhakar, Jaha Krishna Taha Nahi Maya Radhika. That light is Krishna. And anything which is not Krishna, Krishna is everything, but to make a general division, Maya, that is Andhakar. So we should not remain in Maya. We should remain always in Krishna consciousness. Then our life is successful. Otherwise, we shall continue the life of darkness. Uttamam, Udgata. Tama, darkness. You have to pass over this darkness. Padanga jata vipada. Here in the darkness, just like in the darkness, if you walk, in every step there is danger. Every step there is danger. Padanga jata vipada. If you don't want to avoid this dangerous life in darkness, then you must get to Krishna consciousness. Krishna Surya Sama Hoy Maya Andhakar. Maya is Andhakar. Jaha Krishna Taha Nahi Maya Radhikar. The Surya, as soon as there is sunshine, the darkness automatically goes. So if you keep Krishna always in view, in your brain, in your heart, Sabai Mana Krishna Padaravinda. If you simply keep Krishna within the heart, Manmana Bhavamad Bhakta. Krishna says, Manmana Bhavamad Bhakta. Then your life is. Otherwise, in the darkness, there is always danger in every state. Padanga padanga jada vipada. Krishna always in view, in your brain, in your heart. Sabai mana Krishna padaravinda. If you simply keep Krishna within the heart, manmana bhavamad bhakta. Krishna says, manmana bhavamad bhakta. Then your life is. Otherwise, in the darkness, there is always danger in every state. Padanga padanga jada vipada. Samasita ji padapallavam plavam. Mahat padanga punna jaso murari. Bhavam buddhi vassa padanga paranga padang. Padanga padanga jada vipadang nati. This is the version of Srimad Bhagavatam. Take shelter of Krishna. Samasita ji padapallavam plavam. Padapallavam. Lotus feet of Krishna. Jaso murari. Murari is Krishna. One was taken shelter of the lotus feet, which is compared with a boat, Prabham. Then he has nothing to fear from this material ocean of darkness. And this place, this material world, which is darkness, and where there is danger, step by step, padanga padanga jada vipada, not tesham. Tesham, for them, it is not for them. It is for the persons who want to remain in the darkness. And one who does not want to remain in darkness, for him, tasmad gurum prabhaddhita, he has to take shelter of the bona fide guru. If you are serious about not remaining in darkness, as it is said in the Vedas, tamasi ma jyotirgama, if you take this instruction of Vedas, Vedic instruction, you have to take. Otherwise you will suffer. That is Veda. Why Veda is there? To give you intelligence. Chaitanya Charitamrita said, Anadi Bohirmog Jeev Krishna Bhuli Adaev Krishna Veda Purana Kurila. This rascal, Anadi Bohirmog Jeev, bereft of Krishna consciousness, Jeev, they do not know when they have forgotten Krishna. Anadi. Anadi means even before creation. Before creation. Long, long period. So Anadi Bahirmukh Jeev, Krishna bhuli gela. Ataya Krishna Veda Purana. What is the meaning of these Vedas and Puranas? To remind us about Krishna. So, how will understand Vedas and Puranas? Tasmad Gurum Prabhaddhita. You have to go to the Guru. Why? Jigyasu says, if you want to know the real life, then you have to go to Guru. Jigyasu says uttamam. And what is the sign, what is the symptom of such Guru, where I shall get real information? That is also stated. Jigyasu se uttamam sabde parecha nisnatam. One who is fully aware of the transcendental science or words, sabda Brahma. Sabda Brahma means Vedic literature. One is completely in awareness of Vedic knowledge. Sabdi parecha nisnatam. Nisnatam means one has taken a dip in the ocean of this Vedic literature. Nisnatam. And what is the result? Sabde parecha nisna brahmani upasamasrayam. The Supreme Brahma, Brahma, Paramatma, Bhagavan, Brahmani, either of them. But Bhagavan is the best. Or, if you cannot approach Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality Godhead, Brahma is also. Because if one is in Brahma, he has a chance to make further progress. But Kali Yuga, it is very difficult to go very slow. Therefore, Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the Shastras, they are giving directly in touch with Krishna. It's step by step, it is very difficult. So that is the special gift in this age. That is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam. In this age there is a special gift. What is that special gift? Kirtanariva Krishnasya. Kalu, in this age, this world is full of faults, but there is one facility. Kirtanariva Krishnasya. Mukta Sangha Parang Brajet. One can become liberated and go back to home, back to Godhead. Therefore, the Krishna consciousness movement is there to take Kirtan very easily. We have got a report from Europe, in Yugoslavia. People are chanting Hare Krishna mantra even there in Yugoslavia. That is a communist country. Is it not? What is that place? Yugoslavia. They are taking a very nice part in chanting Hare Krishna mantra. So, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, that there is no question of language difficulty. Hare Krishna mantra is so nice that any part of the world or any part of the universe, you can go and chant and it will be appreciated. There is no need of language difficulty. So take this Hare Krishna mantra, chant yourself, preach all over the world, everyone will be happy and there will be no more fearfulness from death. Dheeras tattanamaya. Namo death. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. If anybody has any realizations, anything that they would like to say, please just unmute yourself or raise your hands. What I was just amazed by is I think the lecture was only for a little over 20 minutes. He was able to very clearly explain what the problem is, how we got here, why we got here, why we have this problem, who will help us get out of this situation, what the solution is. And the most important thing is that he gave us all the facilities to be able to practice those solutions he has for us. This mission, this movement that he has started is where our solution is. And I mean, I was just amazed how clearly, how succinctly he was able to clarify all of these things. So if anybody else has any other appreciation, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, what really got me is the beautiful way he explained how in our mind and heart should always think of Krishna. And that's what stuck to me, was like, our minds are the most difficult one. The heart, yes, longs for Krishna. But the mind is the one which distracts the heart and everything else. So if there is a way for us to figure out how to, throughout our day, if we're able to always focus our brains to Krishna, it'll, it's such a beautiful meditation. It's such a beautiful thing. And it's meditation, a lot of times we think, oh, we have to sit in a serene place and close our eyes and think of, I don't see it that way. I see it where, as your mom says all the time, she looks at the birds and she looks at the plants and she looks at the trees and she's always, thinking of Krishna. And that's the way, that's the meditation, I believe Prabhupada was saying. So that was really amazing. I really loved it.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think that is a very important realization, is that meditation is not sitting down, closing your eyes and, but meditation is constantly keeping him in the center. Thank you.
Yeah, I really like Prabhupada gives example of Prahlad Maharaj. He was only 5 years old and he took to Krishna consciousness so seriously. Prabhupada said, like death may come at any age, from very childhood, at the age of 4, 5, one have to be taught, Krishna consciousness. So and also he said about how Prahlad Maharaj was put in so many difficulties. He was able to overcome it because he was fearless, because he has Krishna. He was always remembering Krishna. And Prabhupada also mentioned that we should always remember Krishna and quote this verse, Man mana bhava mad bhaktu madhyadimam namaskuru. And so that is a good point to take, that somehow or other we have to always remember Krishna. That's my realization. Try to remember Krishna. And also, he said that we have to learn from the scripture and from the guru, the word of the Vedas. In this way, we can understand who Krishna is. That what I grasp, I think, there's so many important points Prabhupada always talking, one should always be Krishna conscious. And the best method is to Mukta Sangha Pram Brajet. Take the holy name of the Lord. It's the last part of the lecture. Take the holy name of we always chant the holy name of the Lord. And he mentioned that people are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamanta all over the world. And he mentioned about Yugoslavia, so that's the only way we can be liberated from this material world.
Yes. Very important point. We don't wait for old age to come. Yeah, the right time is now, immediately.
Yeah. Then you say like birth is very, very, very painful. So is death, You say people, sometimes they suffer so much that they commit suicide because this material world, there's a lot of suffering. He just wake up us, we try to be happy here, so we cannot be happy here because it's a suffering. Okay, that's it I have.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. That is one thing, and like Golokanda Mata said, like Prahlad Maharaj, from the age of 5, he started. And nowadays, actually, I must have done some little bit mistake also when my children were young. We think that now they need to have education. What education, I didn't realize that. I used to pray and I used to do everything. But for children, I used to think, oh no, they have to go to school on time. They had to go and study. That's what I did. But that is another thing. Now I realize, but now we are having all the characters in the mythology. That books are there available, and we kept on the table and book distribution table. And they looks at the book. Kids come and they look at the book, but the parents says, "Not now. Let's buy later." They take them away. So that's very very. I told them they can read themselves and they can just understand. And if they have questions, they will ask you. That kids, the books are very, very, very much helpful. But now, everybody thinks that, this is not the time. They need to go to school and college and do medicine, do this thing, legal, everything. But Hare Krishna is the thing also. Side by side, we should encourage the kids to learn from childhood. That's not the thing, not now, when you get old anyway, you have to chant and you have to read. That is another thing I felt that kids, now the books are available. When my kids are young, they don't have any books. We have to teach them. We have to keep them and then make them sit and then teach them. So like that, those things are available, but we're not using them.
I think the point here is that Srila Prabhupada has made it possible. Today we are expressing our gratitude that this is available, and so we should do our part in spreading Srila Prabhupada.
I wish they get those kids' books and then they just make them read. Usually they take cell phones, they take other story books like that. Along with that, they just side by side, they just inject this one also. That's what I felt. But that's what Prabhupada is saying. There's no age for that. And so if we do like this, Krishna on the car, that will go out, give away.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji.
I also, Hare Krishna everyone, I also like the point when Srila Prabhupada said and compared the feet of Krishna with the plavam, that boat. When we take shelter of boat, then there is no fear. And also, I like the point about matter and spirit. We should understand what matter is, what spirit is. Everyone should know, kids should know. And then we understand it through the Vedas. So all this, the whole speech was very, very nice to hear, effective. Thank you for bringing. Hare Krishna. Thank you. The host is muted.
Right, I don't see any other hands up. So everybody, please have a wonderful Krishna conscious start to the day and start to the week. We'll see you all again tomorrow morning at 7:50. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha
Krishna
kripasindhu.
Kripa Sindhu by Evacha Patisana Bhavana Bhyo Vaishnava Bhyo Namo Namo.